Welcome back. In today's video, I want to show you how to easily master your songs using an AI plugin that I consider to be the best AI mastering plugin out there on the market. It's called LANDR mastering. In today's music and today's production, faster is better, and a lot of us are doing our own music from top to bottom, from beginning to end. And in my case, the production, the vocals, the mix, and the master all in one. And that's what I'm going to be going over in this video. This is a project that I've been working on with one of my homies, False Alias. He sent me an idea for a vocal. I made a beat around it. I mixed the entire song, and now we're at the stage where we need to master it and send it out to streaming platforms. With me just being like a one-stop shop, and I'm not trying to send it out for mastering, I love LANDR mastering. Normally what I would do is use a whole bunch of different plugins and stack them up on top of each other, get a good master, but you're using a bunch of different plugins. You can see all I have on here is the soft clipper. It gives it a little bit of boost while I'm creating, while I'm mixing everything, while I'm in that process before I go to the final mastering stage. We'll just listen to the hook right here at the beginning.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break jaws. I even break laws, I'm real raw shit.
So I got pretty much everything where I want it to be. We're just at that stage now where we need to master it. Go to the last slot, number 10, and go to LANDR mastering. This is where the real AI stuff comes into play. Like, this is truly AI. There's a lot of plugins out there in general that are using this AI buzzword. This is truly AI. LANDR says that there's 10 years of analysis going on in the background, and literally what you do is you put it on your master. It says to go to the loudest part of your song or your beat. Click play, and it will just begin listening to everything.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break jaws.
After that, it analyzed pretty much everything about it. It even analyzes the genre, knows that this is kind of a hip-hop, boom-bap style song, and it's going to master it accordingly based off of that, what it learns from it while it listens. What I would normally do, too, is just go to the loudest part of the song and just put that on a loop, because that's what I would kind of use as a reference. Yeah, I'm going to go back and listen, but I want to know that the loudest part of the song isn't too loud, it isn't too squashed, it isn't distorted. That's why LANDR says go to the loudest part of your song and let it listen to that part. It takes about 15 to 30 seconds, and it comes back with a nice clean master that you can obviously tweak here, because we have all these different parameters and knobs that we can go ahead and tweak even more if we need to. Honestly, let's bypass it, give it a listen, and do a little before and after. You can hear the difference, because it's very noticeable.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars.
All right, now let's turn it on.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break jaws. I even break laws, I'm real raw shit.
It's like night and day. That sounds so clean to me. It just sounds so crispy and clear. It just brings everything out. That stereo field, it just brings everything out. We got it on balance here. Obviously, you can go to a warmer one, or you can go to a more open style. We'll leave it on the balance tab, but we can do a little bit of tweaks. We can make it a little bit louder, boost this knob up if we want a little bit more loudness. In this case, it's a hip-hop boom-bap style song, so everything can be pretty much flat and squashed and bring to the peak loudness that I like. If you're doing some R&B or some pop where you have a lot of different ranges going on, a lot of different dynamics in the vocal, I would say, like, don't squash it too much and really just hone in and listen. You might need some automation in those parts. So I want a little bit more loudness out of it, and I'm going to turn this up just a little bit.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break jaws. I even break laws, I'm real.
And as you can see, we have some EQ. We got low, mid, and high. We got a stereo field. If you want a little bit more focused or a little bit wider, you can do that there. You can add some more presence. And each knob, if you hover over it, it gives you an explanation in detail about what that knob actually does, which a lot of plugins don't do that. So that's awesome. It's meant to teach you what you're doing too. So you have a de-esser as well. Any of those high hiss frequencies. I'm going to give this a little bit of a boost right here, because some of those S's, you can hear some of his S's are a little bit sharp.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break.
You can add compression here and saturation, a little bit of character in the dynamic section. I'm going to leave the stereo field as is, but just to give you a reference, I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to go drastic. When you're learning a new plugin, just start messing with things. Just turn things all the way up, all the way down, bypass, like just do a lot of listening and a lot of just messing around, and you'll understand a plugin faster than you would think.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say false got straight bars, I break jaws. I even break laws, I'm real raw shit. They say I gotta stay flawless. flawless.
Something else that's really cool that this plugin has is called Gain Match. If you hover over it, it gives you an explanation. It says, preview your original and mastered audio at the same volume to compare with greater accuracy. That's awesome. Sometimes when you have a signal that's a lot lower, sometimes it just sounds louder, right? So if you turn on Gain Match, it's going to gain match the original signal, and it's going to bring it to the level that your new master is at, so you can really hone in and listen to the actual differences in the master. You can actually tell that it's not just getting louder, it's getting better, and it's actually getting mastered. It's not just like throwing a limiter on there and just making it louder or a compressor. It's actually doing work. That's an awesome feature that I love about LANDR. And we have an undo button, which again, a lot of plugins don't have an undo button. That's kind of fire to me. You have an input volume right here, and your master, if you want to go back and do it again. If you want to have it reanalyze everything, say if you made any tweaks, you can do that as well. But I love the way this master sounded. I'm going to give it one more listen and maybe give it a little bit more loudness because I like things loud. That's, what can I say? I like things loud.
I told everyone I knew that I recite bars. They say falls got straight bars, I break jaws. I even break laws, I'm real raw shit. They say I gotta stay flawless, I'm so Bronson. Action packed, so don't pause this. I eat it all and that's the only option. Fam taking off, there's no need to stuff your pocket.
I love it. I can't say enough. The only thing I might do just out of habit is throw an EQ on the very beginning of the chain, or at least above LANDR. A high pass, low pass, very, very little, just cutting the very, very muddy lows up to 25 and the very, very highs at like 17, 18-ish, and just kind of leave it as is. That's as far as I'll go, adding on any other plugin on this mastering chain. I mean, you really don't need much more. It really just does its job, does a very good job of explaining what it's doing and why it's doing it. I love it. Master sounds great. If you want to try this out for yourself, click the link down in the description below. You can try it for free. They also have this full pro version that I've been using in this session. And then they have LANDR Mastering Plugin SE, which is more simplified and it's just that loudness knob. So if you want to try out LANDR Mastering for free, click the link down in the description below. And as always, make sure to share this with a friend if you get me.